In the wake of COVID-19, tertiary educators across the globe are making a rapid shift to online delivery and trying to do in a week what would normally take a year or more. In our haste to adapt lessons and adopt new delivery models, it's easy to get swept up in what some educators are calling a panic-gogy. Sometimes we might get so concerned with getting the tech right that we forget that there are students on the other side of our screens. My name is Dr. Jodie Taylor, and I've been teaching online for 3 years. This short video is designed to help you help your students as we all make the transition to online delivery in the midst of a global pandemic. While it is important to ensure that we are addressing the cognitive needs of our learners, it may be helpful to remember that we are not thinking machines, we are feeling machines that think. And for learning to be effective, it must take place across all 3 domains. Thinking, the cognitive domain; doing, the psychomotor domain; and feeling, the affective domain. While we tend to do a good job at addressing thinking and doing, we sometimes forget about the role of emotions in learning. Affective learning refers to the values we place on the information presented to us. It is our attitudes and willingness to take part in new things, and our ability to make decisions about how we operate and behave in a variety of circumstances. Students experiencing stress and anxiety will likely have difficulty remembering information and may exhibit some of the following signs of emotional distress. Students who are suffering from anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues are likely to get worse during periods of social distancing and isolation. Students may lose their part-time jobs, adding additional stress to their lives, which will impact their ability to focus. Students may be apprehensive about using a webcam, as they may feel embarrassed about their surrounds, or they may not want people to see where they live. Students may be more distracted at home, as they will most likely share their living space with others. A shift in delivery mode on top of the stress caused by the pandemic may cause students to feel overwhelmed and withdraw. It is also highly likely that some students will get sick or have to care for others who are sick. So how can you help? Start by acknowledging that this sudden shift is difficult for us all. Tell them that you're new to this and ask them to be patient with you. Remind them that you are co-creating this new learning environment together and encourage them to tell you what's working and what's not working so that they feel like they have agency in the process. Humanize yourself and make classes casual and lighthearted. You'll most likely be teaching them from home, which means that they will get a rare glimpse into your other life. They will be curious, so invite them in. For example, you might introduce them to your pets, or you might explain a piece of art on your wall. You even might suggest that you all bring your pets to one lesson in particular. Remember that students have left behind more than just their classes. Campus is a social space where students meet and talk about their non-academic lives as well. So offer them ways to connect outside of formal asynchronous class communication. For example, create a space for social conversations and start a list of binge-worthy TV shows or the best movies no one's ever heard of. Find a balance between academic expectations and empathy. They might be at home, but be careful not to increase the amount of work required of them because you think they've got nothing else to do. Let's face it, standards may suffer a little bit, but that's okay given the situation. Don't ignore the elephant in the room. Remind students that we are doing this for the greater good and encourage them to reflect on their broader social responsibilities, as this may help them foster resilience. Discussing COVID-19 with them is also an opportunity to foster media literacy by reminding them to consider the sources of their news and be aware of misinformation. Let your students know how to best contact you. Remind them that the volume of email is going to increase, so they will need to pay close attention to their student email accounts. You may also want to nominate weekly times to run virtual office hours so that they can drop into your personal Zoom room at the nominated time if they need to speak with you. The transition is not going to be easy, but we're all doing our very best. And please remember, our mental health is just as important as our physical health, so let's take care of ourselves so that we can be there to support our students. Thank you.